Good day, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I know it's been a while since my last upload, but I had more important things to take care of. Now that I have some free time, I'm gonna make a video I've been thinking about doing for a while. That is, a video discussing the Atari VCS and what I would do to fix it if I were in charge of the project. Now, to keep things simple, I will not try to improve the hardware and make it vastly more powerful. The hardware they have now is what I have to deal with and work around. So, let's begin. First of all, let's talk about the two variations of the console, the 400 model and the 800 model. The former is the weaker of the two and costs $250, while the latter is more powerful and costs $280. Who in their right mind would pick the Atari VCS 400 when they could get the 800 for only $30 more? In my opinion, the 400 model shouldn't even exist. Atari should scrap the 400 model altogether and focus solely on the 800 model. After all, it has double the RAM, faster clock speeds, and a slightly more capable CPU and GPU. Not to mention, there are definitely going to be some games that will only be compatible with the 800, so anyone who buys the 400 will be left in the dust. And I will be pretty annoyed if I was one of those people. Next, onto the pricing of the console. The Atari VCS is vastly overpriced for what it offers. You have to pay $250, $280 for the console, which doesn't come with controllers, mind you, and the console isn't even as powerful as the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, it's not even close. Based on the technical specs of the VCS, it's more on par with the Wii U in terms of power, so the console should really cost no more than $250. Again, this would be if the 400 model didn't exist and there was only one version of the console. Additionally, the console should come with the modern controller right out of the box, and the classic joystick should be sold separately, seeing as how that thing is really only meant for retro gaming. I know the all-in bundle exists, but just like the 400 model of the VCS, that bundle shouldn't even exist. $380 for an underpowered console and two controllers made by PowerA. Please. Next, onto the sandbox mode. For those who may have forgotten by now, the selling point of the Atari VCS is the fact that it has a sandbox mode, which will allow the user to customize the console just like a PC. You can go as far as to install your own operating system onto the console, Windows, Linux, Chrome, etc., and gain access to PC games on Steam, the Epic Games Store, Origin, etc. That's an okay feature, I guess, but why does this even need to exist? If people want to browse the web and play PC games, they would simply buy or build a gaming PC. Literally no one buys a console to surf the web, stream movies, or to try to gain access to Steam. Sure, they'll do that once every blue moon, but people buy consoles in order to kick back, relax, pick up a controller, and play some good games. So, the sandbox mode shouldn't even be a thing on the VCS, but it's not going away because that's Atari's way of saying, we don't have any games of our own, so please install your own OS and start downloading a bunch of games from Steam. And speaking of games, where the hell are the games? Just like the Wii U had after its first year on the market, the Atari VCS has no games and the damn console isn't even out yet. The only games you'll find on the VCS are hundreds of old-school Atari games that you can already find in a billion different places. And outside of online multiplayer, these games have received no new updates of any kind to entice the consumer to want to go out and buy a VCS. The graphics are the same, the sound is the same, and the gameplay has not changed at all. They do have the Anstream service, but are you really willing to pay a monthly or yearly subscription just to gain access to a bunch of old games that can easily be removed from the service at any time without warning? Atari needs actual modern-day games to entice people to buy their console. Whether it is a AAA game or an indie game, they need to make it exclusive to their console in order to make it stand out above the competition. For example, Atari's upcoming game, Pong Quest, would make a perfect first-party exclusive for the VCS library. A game like that could obviously run on this console, so where the hell is it? Additionally, they need to reach out to AAA studios like maybe Ubisoft or Deep Silver, and have them sign a 5-year contract to release their games exclusively for the Atari VCS, and Atari will co-finance their games. That would be an excellent business decision for Atari, but they refuse to do so. And when it comes down to indie developers, they need to do something similar to what Intellivision is doing with the Amico, release a new indie game every week on the Atari Store and said indie game will receive the #1 spot on the store page for that entire week. Make it very easy for indie developers to be noticed on your console's ecosystem, and the VCS could possibly be the indie gaming console of choice. It could do what the Ouya tried to do, only much better. And that wraps things up for this video. What did you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with any of my points? If so, feel free to say what you did or didn't agree with in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, like, or dislike the video, and stay tuned for my next video, where I will go into detail about what can be done to fix the Intellivision Amico. Have a nice day.